The thought that's been in my mind is a return to innocence. And I've been thinking about this whole journey of the past couple of months in relation to myself and in relation to my teaching practice, and how I have not felt so invigorated in years and years and years. I truly cannot tell you how long it's been since I've felt this invigorated, this inspired, this excited to be teaching and to be connecting with people. Now it's been almost a quarter of a century that I have been teaching yoga every single day, which is a wonderful and beautiful thing. But to have the sense of the return to the innocence, the return to the freshness, the return to the beginning, has been absolutely exciting. This quarantine period has really been a medicine to my soul. And having to come and develop a new way of teaching, and having to teach online, and having to connect with students in a new way, it's just been really a rebirth for me. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, is the notion of innocence, a return to innocence, a return to feeling good, a return to the time before your mind had built up an idea of the way things were. So in 1996, when I got my teaching credential and I was just 23 years old, or however old I was back then, all of a sudden it was like, oh my God, there is this huge vista open to me with so much possibility, and something that I loved so much. And there was no limitations, and there was no notions of what it was like to be a yoga teacher. It was just a wide open, it was the wild, wild west inside my soul. Anything could be, I could go anywhere, I could do anything. And it was fabulous. It was so wonderful. And then as life progressed and I had experiences, and I allowed my mind and myself to be trained and conditioned by experiences or disappointments or things not working out, or just doing things enough and doing them enough in a certain way that they became predictable and they kind of lost some of their spark, whatever it may be. This happens in all arenas of our life, whether it's our relationships, or whether it's our professions, or just anything that we do enough. In essence, we lose our sense of innocence. So this break has really been a return to innocence for me. And I just wanted to share with you briefly one more thing. So there's a really fabulous book. It's called Medicine Cards. I love this book. And it's basically just a description of the medicine, if you will, quote unquote, energetic medicine that different animals possess. From the Native American tradition, animals are very symbolic, and each one of the animals really had a lesson to teach us. And that lesson was called the medicine that they could give. And one of my favorite animals to contemplate is porcupine. And porcupine is interesting, obviously, because it's got these really, really big, sharp quills that can poke you if you try and attack it. But actually, porcupine is a very peaceful, playful little creature that'll only push its quills out if it is being attacked. And porcupine represents innocence. And I wanted to just read you a quick passage about it. It represents innocence, and it represents faith, and it represents trust. So it says, porcupine has many special qualities and a very powerful medicine, the power of faith and trust. The power of faith contains within it the ability to move mountains. The power of trust in life involves trusting that Great Spirit has a divine plan. Your task is to find the pathway that is most beneficial for you and that uses your talents to further the plan. Trust can open doorways to the creation of space. The space thus created allows others to open their hearts to you and to share their gifts of love and joy and companionship. So innocence, returning to innocence, faith, believing that you have the capacity to do anything that you want, to move mountains. There is no obstacle in your way that can stop you if you truly believe in the power and the joy and the ability inherent within your own life. And then having a sense of trust, trusting that you are part of a larger plan, trusting that you can bring yourself into alignment with that plan, and things can flow and things can be beautiful And there is so much life. It's all around, it's happening, it's waiting for us to just embrace it. So, with that said, we are going to begin our practice.